What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So BEL'VETH, this is the League of Legends champion, the recently released League of Legends champion I'm going to be doing today, the Empress of the Void. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go through all available content basically. I'm going to go through her bio, I'm going to go through her skins. I don't think she's got too many to review, but I'm going to go through how many skins she's got. I'm going to go through her short story as well. I'm going to go through her login theme, and I'm also going to go through her spotlight as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's kick things off with the bio. So, BEL'VETH, the Empress of the Void. Fascinated by the world of existence and eager to create one for herself, BEL'VETH is like a dark cancer that has metastasized, whatever that means, within the heart of the void, grown, through which all of Runeterra will be consumed and rebuilt in her own twisted image. She hungers for new experiences, memories, and concepts in vast amounts, devouring whole cities and their populations before repurposing the information into a sprawling alien landscape known as the Lavender Sea. Yet even the void is not safe from her... what's that? Voracity? As she spreads within it like a primordial ocean, forcing all before her to submit to her world of want or be destroyed, as we saw from the most recent cinematic. Though BEL'VETH is new to Runeterra, her birth is untold millennia in the making, the end result of an allergic reaction between the void and a nascent reality. The once pristine dimension of peaceful nothingness was irrevocably shattered when existence came into being. And forcibly individualized void entities lashed out for eons in an attempt to defend themselves from the shock and pain. Erasing everything they consumed, they were named by virtue of what they left behind, a void. But the beings within were changed each time they touched the world, mutating from their once perfect forms into hedonistic, violent animals. So too did the void change with them. After every battle, every incursion, something more sinister grew deep within a hidden womb inside the darkest recess of the void-born tunnels. It's like the swarm. Buildings, sunlights, proto-humanoid limbs reaching towards nothing. A jigsaw puzzle where nothing of the pieces fit. The void had taken a new hideous shape, in time fueled both by human opening rifts for war and the Watchers. Fueled both by human opening rifts for war and the Watchers attempting to invade the Freyord. This blasphemous pocket of uncreation grew to embrace the opposite of the old void: desire, want, and need. So, soon enough, it craved a leader, someone or something who could write a horrific new chapter in the worlds above and below. A leader who could interfere with these humans, tell them of what was to come, and harvest their emotions and memories as they fought a bitter, fruitless war until the last fires of civilization died and a new era spawned. This leader is BEL'VETH, a terrifying empress born from the combined memories, experiences, and emotions of an entirely devoured port city and its outlying oceans. BEL'VETH's mind contains millions of years of perfectly preserved knowledge, giving her near omniscience as she prepares to destroy both Runeterra and the domain of her progenitors. What's progenitors? Is it the Watchers? Let's find out what progenitors is. Progenitors. A person or thing from which a person, animal, or plant is descended. To those lucky enough to be of a strategic value to her, she does not lie, ask questions, nor obfuscate the truth. She simply states the nature of things, for with victory all but assured, thanks to the very nature of the void itself, there is no need to say anything more. And to those who displease her, they will find her human form to be merely adaptational. Nerve endings, muscles, and eye stalks as she unfurls her titanic wings to reveal her true, monstrous figure. Ironically, the ancient Shuremans had a word for such a concept, loosely translated to God of Oblivion. It was a tribal myth of a remorseless deity who would erase all things without hatred, replacing them with itself. They named the city of BEL'VETH after it, though the true meaning was lost after many hundreds of years. Lost to all, perhaps, save for the creature that city has become. Interesting. Okay, so it was a port city on the outskirts of Shurima. And it ties it nicely with what we saw in the cinematic there as well. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly check out and see if she's got any skins. I don't think she's got too many, but let's see what we can find. Okay, so these are the two available skins. We have her original skin here. Let's just scroll up to find that one. So, a Nightmarish Empress created from the raw material of an entire devoured city. You can definitely see by the size of it next to them people. BEL'VETH is the end of Runeterra itself and the beginning of a monstrous reality of her own design. Driven by epoch of repurposed history, knowledge and memories from the world above, she voraciously feeds an ever-expanding need for new experiences and emotions, consuming all those that cross her path. Yet her wants could never be sated by only one world as she turns her hungry eyes towards the Void's old masters. Okay. Battle boss. Okay, this is cool. This is giving me like Final Fantasy vibes. Hence the name Battle Boss, I guess. BEL'VETH has become a staple of the series thanks to fan popularity and her storyline about assimilating all of reality into herself. Recruited into the War of Arcadia by Vega, she has decided to ignore his commands, annihilate everything in her path, and assimilate all of an arcade world into herself. Right, so it's arcade themed then. Who could have seen it coming? I like how you've got the health bar there as well. Love it, love it. Okay, so they were her two skins. So let's move on now to. We have a short story to do, and we also have her spotlight. Let's do her spotlight first. Let's go. How can I forget? Champion theme. I almost forgot her champion theme. So let me go through her champion theme first. Then I'll finish off as I always do with her spotlight. Let's go. Ooh. Right, let me just pause here. Let me just pause it here quickly. The best champion theme I've listened to so far. Fiddlesticks is close, but it has to be Senna. Senna's champion theme was amazing. So let's see if this one can top it. Wait, that music? What? Did you hear that in the background? I was like, was that Rek'Sai? Okay. Yeah, it does sound like Rek'Sai. I like that. Or something similar. I love the artwork. Love it. Wow. Wow. That's incredible. Like what I like so far, no matter which angle you look at, there's always a face. You can see the face at the back, the face at the front. Her obvious face isn't even her face. Mad. Mad. Okay. Saruman. Little voidlings. Okay. And the angelfish. Did you see that? Is that the city behind? Or at least parts of the city behind. We didn't really see that before, did we? It was more like the void. Looks like parts of an old ruined city. Ah, so maybe this is the city of BEL'VETH. This is the port city. Okay, hence why there's fish. Come on, thing. Ships. Yeah. I feel sorry for this guy here, looking like Rise. He ain't about to rise. He's about to. This guy's about to die. Woo! Okay. Okay, and the music. This one, this is when you know that art's so good, when I completely forget about the music, but it reminds me at the beginning, not at the end, and also it's so impactful at the beginning. Ooh, that was so good. I must appreciate the music again at the beginning. That intro, it reminds me a little bit of Fiddlesticks as well. Yeah, it's so good. That's so good. I love the I love all the different initial designs. My favourite one though. Let me find out. This one. This is my favourite one because she doesn't look as intimidating here. I think the next one. Yeah, she looks a little bit more sinister, a bit more devious. Forget that one. She looks a lot more sinister and devious here. A bit more intimidating. While here she looks... Let me go back a little bit more. She looks a little bit more innocent here. I like that because it gives me... It provides a greater contrast. The contrast between this and that. Woo! Okay, so yeah, I like that one. But it looks like maybe they went more with the next look, which was this one. But yeah, it's just really good to see the progression, the different concepts, the different designs, not just of her, but the environment as well. Working out now a little bit about where Kaiser was remnants of BEL'VETH, which was the port city that she was from. Really, really do like that. Okay, that was good. That was really good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to her short story. Let's go. Boy. Music again.
My kind will pour across Runeterra, and all will fall.
Poor little chickens.
We will consume you and become you. For every city that falls, we build 10. For each life we take, 1,000 void spawn. The void will drown you
Composed, calculated, and callous, she's already made her presence and intentions known. There's no need for any further introductions. Welcome to the BEL'VETH Champion Spotlight. BEL'VETH's passive is Death in Lavender, which has two components. First, when BEL'VETH takes down champions or large monsters, she gains stacks of lavender, which grant her permanent attack speed. There is no cap to the amount of attack speed she can gain, so the more BEL'VETH consumes, the quicker her victory will come.
I will pick this world clean.
Second, after using an ability, Death in Lavender grants BEL'VETH bonus attack speed for her next 2 basic attacks. She can hold up to 6 stacks at a time. BEL'VETH's Q is Void Surge, which allows BEL'VETH to dash and deal damage to all enemies she passes through, applying unhit effects.
So let me pause here. This is what I don't like. I don't like that you have a champion that can dash, that's role is a fighter. Yeah, you can dash if you're Zeri or you're Lucian or someone similar to that Echo, assassins and, ADCs, but not a fighter. Imagine giving Darius a dash, or by the looks of it, multiple dashes. It'd be over, wouldn't it? It will be over.
The first target hit.
I don't like that.
Void Surge allows,
and I've experienced it a few times in the Rift as well. It's too OP.
BEL'VETH to dash in 4 different directions, with each direction having its own unique cooldown. Cooldown for Void Surge scales on attack speed, so make sure to take advantage of Death in Lavender to speed up the inevitable doom of all of your enemies.
My word
I mean,
awaits.
that's ridiculous.
You cannot dash through walls with Void Surge while on an empty stomach, but more on that later. With her W, above and below, BEL'VETH slams her tail to the ground, damaging, knocking up, and slowing her enemies.
Okay.
If a champion is hit, above and below will refresh Void Surge in the direction of that champion, giving BEL'VETH an avenue to gap close and finish her prey.
Be gone.
BEL'VETH's E, Royal Maelstrom, roots her in place while she channels a storm of slashes around her that targets the lowest health enemy, minions and monsters included. But be advised that BEL'VETH would never make herself a sitting duck. Royal Maelstrom also gives her damage reduction and lifesteal while doing increased damage based on the target's missing health. Much like Void Surge's cooldown, the number of slashes scales with her attack speed as well. BEL'VETH is not all monstrous. She has a regal side to her and carries herself as any empress would. Who knows, maybe she'll even invite us all for a nice feast or something. What is that? I'm in danger. Guess we'll just finish this champion spotlight out before we all meet our dooms. BEL'VETH's ultimate is Endless Banquet. Its passive allows BEL'VETH to deal true damage on every other basic attack on the same target, regardless of what form she's in. This passive stacks infinitely, rewarding players who keep their eyes on the prize and take down enemies one at a time. Shifting targets will break your stacks, so make sure to choose your meals wisely. As you've already seen, takedowns on champions, as well as epic monsters, leave Void Coral that BEL'VETH can consume to take on her ultimate form.
I will use you well.
Once consumed, the coral will explode and damage nearby enemies, as well as grant BEL'VETH a stack of lavender. While in her ultimate form, BEL'VETH gains an increase in her max health, attack range, total attack speed, and out-of-combat movement speed. As we hinted at before, once BEL'VETH has filled her stomach and assumed her true form, her Q, Void Surge, will gain the ability to pass through walls.
No to run.
Now you may be asking, are other Void beings saved from BEL'VETH? Nope. If BEL'VETH takes down a Void epic monster and consumes its remaining coral, she receives an empowered ultimate that allows her to stay in her true form for a longer duration. Void Coral from a Void epic monster also allows BEL'VETH to repurpose minions that die around her and have them reborn as Void Remora, ready to march down the lane and devour. Eating multiple coral will refresh Endless Banquet's duration.
Consume, grow, and renew.
Of course, if BEL'VETH's ultimate were to time out, she'd lose all her bonuses and empowered Void Surge. When playing BEL'VETH, make sure you're as calculated as she is. While she has the knowledge of millions of years of history within her, her physical body is still new to this world. BEL'VETH is rather weak in the early game, but will grow in strength and power as she consumes more and more.
I will remember this.
When jungling, make sure to eat as many large monsters as you can to maximize your stacks from Death in Lavender. BEL'VETH's ultimate form gives her a powerful boost in presence and sustain. She's stronger in it than not. Don't hesitate to farm it out until you hit level 6. There's a certain mastery behind it.
Let me taste your pain.
In the mid-game, look to prioritize killing Rift Herald or maybe even Baron, as they'll make Bel'Veth uniquely stronger with a longer ultimate duration, as well as grant her Void Remora that amplify her pushing power.
Every morsel of this world will fuel our metamorphosis.
Whoa, how many? Putting Yorick to shame.
Bel'Veth's here for her sole mission, to devour the world, so it's not surprising that she isn't the best in team fights, especially when she's not in Endless Banquet. Try to look for opportunities to split push or take on 1v1 skirmishes where your enemies, are alone. If your enemies can't handle the Empress, continue to chase with Void Surge and stop them in their tracks with Above and Below, gaining a refresh on Void Surge should you need to close the gap again. Continue the onslaught with attacks to make the most of Endless Banquet's passive, and once your target is low, execute with Royal Maelstrom to finish the meal. Then move on to your next. When in doubt, knock the Bel'Veth.
What's the counter to that? What is the escape counter to that?
Ever have any doubt? Consume.
Such bravery will live on in me.
Mad.
Bel'Veth is a summation of everything the Void has devoured. Her existence marks the beginning of the end, and her victory is certain. Are you ready to drown in the Lavender Sea? Your Empress awaits. Discover more about Bel'Veth in the links below.
The Void demands that I exist, and so I do.
Wow. Okay, that was good. That was good to end on the champion spotlight. Good to see her abilities. Like I said before, I played against her. Never been on the same team though, I don't think, but I played against her a couple of times, and every time she's just stand out. Every time she's just, in my opinion, OP. But that's kind of a general theme that you get with new champions. I remember when Viego was just, you couldn't play against him. Exactly the same thing. My only critique of this is, it's just the dashes. It's just the dashes. She is a fighter. You can't have, if you've got a fighter that has dashes, that has all these abilities, true damage as well, unlimited speed, these void spawn as well, and you can dash through walls. I mean, come on. Anyways, I think I'll leave it here today, guys, in this one for the champion Bel'Veth. Hopefully you enjoyed my quick review. Well, I won't say it's quick, but my review of the champion. Hopefully enjoyed my read-through of the bio, the review of the skins, her amazing champion theme, and also the spotlight as well. And if you did, feel free to let me know. Feel free to like, comment, and maybe also subscribe for more content like this. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.